You have a place in Fairfield?
We have two houses in Fairfield and one in Sassoon.
And how, what's your relationship with law enforcement? Do you have any issues that go along with that?
Well, two things on that. One is that we helped plan, I wish I knew what this thing was called. I'm looking at one of my employees, hoping that they remember. The Fairfield Sassoon Police Department came together and did like a kind of a equivalent to your homeless veteran stand down that you have here once a year, only in that area. And we were instrumental in putting that together with them. They understand the problem of homelessness, and we've worked kind of hand in glove with them throughout the years. The other thing is that we, because the Planning Commission did their job, we were asked to go out and actually do surveys of our houses in the neighborhoods where they have been for the last 3 to 5 years. And we also pulled police 911 calls from those areas. And both Fairfield with both addresses and Sassoon with the one address reported no significant 911 calls from either location, any of the 3 locations, except for in the Sassoon house, we had several ambulance called. We had somebody who had heart conditions, and unfortunately they kept having to go back to the hospital. So other than that, there was nothing significant to report, and they would only give us a verbal for that. But we also did a survey of neighbors, asking them, what do you think of the house next door, kind of thing, you know, without telling them too much. All of our neighbors were aware that it was a transitional or group home, and they signed papers that we shared with the Planning Commission. And I don't know if you have access to that, but it was just a random survey of the 3 houses closest to the 3 transitional houses, and they said that there was no significant parking problem, no significant good neighbor issues with the 3 houses. So that was it was actually a very good report for us.
Okay. All right, okay.
And the money that we would be asking for, is it just going to go to startup cost for the homes?
So this is required match when VA does a capital grant like this for acquisition or for rehabilitation, to rehab a property. They provide 65%. You have to come up with 35% match from somewhere, usually from local governments. And so that's the 160 plus the 20,000, or it's actually 15,000. 5,000 is for closing cost. So the actual acquisition is about $500,000, and so VA's got their 65%, and we're seeking the 35%.
And I do understand that you are a nonprofit. So does you guys get money then to pay back these loans eventually, or would be getting that income, I guess?
Depending on the individual and how we set up the program, we would be getting VA per diem only funds, which is about $27 to $32 per day per veteran. Of course, with staff and utilities and all that kind of stuff, these programs are actually rather expensive to operate. But we also can, for those that are up on their feet, working and have an income, it is possible to also ask for a share of costs from the veterans themselves of up to 30%. That would be the maximum of their income to go towards rent. That's actually kind of a life skills thing, to tell them that life costs money. And so those would be the only 2 streams of income to the program. We're hoping that and we don't know because we can't predict the future. We're just looking at what it costs us to run the other houses now and kind of basing that. We're hoping that that we'll have some money above and beyond to be able to begin paying back different loans and so forth. Keep in mind that we lease the other 3 houses, so we're used to paying $1,500 to $1,700 and having the program self-sustain. So, but we just don't know how much this one's going to cost. It is in a little bit different area, but I mean, utilities run about the same.
Well, and I think it's important to note that the money that's 35% that's coming as a match, what would be coming from an RDA loan on item number 13, if that's where we go, but specifically the CDBG loan, that's deferred over a 20-year period. So they've got a period of time to, get their resources in order to make sure that they can make those payments starting in year 20.
Most likely, to answer your question better, we would, during that period of time, seek another grant to pay it. That would be the most likely scenario.
Okay. Any other questions?